This is Dave from Iron Blackbird Cycles, and we're still hunting. Well, we're not hunting for the tick anymore. We're pretty sure we know where it's at. Unfortunately, I found metal shavings all in here. When I pull these out, we'll get in and film that. We found metal shavings up here. We pulled the oil filter off. And guess what? Oil shavings in the, or metal shavings in the oil filter. So the oil pump has put these metal shavings throughout the whole engine. Now, I hate to say this, but I think the oil pump, it still had oil pressure, but I think the inside walls of the oil pump, I think the gears were chewing away at it and creating all these little metal shavings. If not, then they came out all these lifters, but regardless of where they come from, they went through the whole block. So looks like this motor's going to be coming out. The first thing I'm going to do is verify that the crank's good in it. There's no sense in doing a lot of work to it unless we know the crank's good. So I got to get this cam chest off, get the cam cover and the cam chest off, get the pipes out of the way so we can get all that off, and get a look at that crank where that oil pump wraps around that, because we've got to make sure that that's what it was. And then we're still going to have to pull it no matter what, because we'll have to split the cases, wash them out, and put new bearings in, because those tiny little metal shavings will be in everything. So it's got pumped throughout the engine. Unfortunately, with a dry sump motor like these are, you know, you got Chevrolet engine, which is wet sump, particles float to the bottom. They don't typically get in every part of the engine, but on these, it's a dry sump, so the oil gets pumped through channels throughout the whole motor and back to the oil tank. So it's definitely got shavings in it, so we've got to get her apart. What I want to do right now, being we've got all this valve train apart, I'm going to take Ziploc bags, because I like to keep right and left to their own demise, you know. So what we're going to do is start packing these bags with front and back. So that we don't get anything mixed up between the front and the back. And I'll put a piece of tape on and mark those. Let's see here. No sense in saving these gaskets. See what else we got for the front. Now, let's see. These are definitely a different size. So the exhaust is longer, just like on a twin cam. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Okay, those are going to go in there. Other stuff is other parts, so we'll get that in a minute. And we got one rocker, two rockers, and that's going to be this whole top side front. Right on this bag. Right on it. We're going to put a big F on it in the front. We're going to sit it there temporarily. Get another bag. We'll get all the rear stuff. Now all those bolts in that for the rocker box for the front. So we'll put these in the back bag because that's where they're going to need to go. And lift the block. The reason I'm packing all this stuff up, typically I don't worry about it too much because I know where everything's at. Nobody touches my tables but me. If I catch somebody touching one of my tables, I'll break their fingers. But the deal is with these, I know this motor's going to be apart a while. So we're going to bag everything and have a clean table here before we start getting down to the cam chest. So when I bag that stuff, it'll be bagged as well, and I won't get anything mixed up with other stuff on the table. So that is where we are at. Check these two. And we are right. Exhaust is longer than the intake. Just in case you hadn't noticed, just like on a twin cam, the exhaust is longer on the intake or exhaust. The exhaust is longer than the intake. Let's get that straight. And of course, all these parts, like this shaft that's in this rocker arm, I can feel it. It might have a metal shaving or two in it. So all that stuff is going to have to come apart and be washed down, inspected, and put back together. So that's why we do what we do. Okay, there's rear cylinder. A pin, we're going to put an R on that. Now we got an R on that one. So we got the rear cylinder bagged and tagged. Now I guess we're back down to getting some other stuff apart here. I'm gonna pull you back up here. I probably need to go ahead and get the we're gonna have to inspect the cylinders and everything on this thing. Got a few more things to bag here. some stuff when we were disassembling the front there. All these bolts for the tank and stuff. I'm gonna put them all in this one bag. Did I miss that or what? Ugh. And these are from the oil lines and the engine mount. I'm going to stick the engine mount in there as well. And front motor mount. Double check the other side of the table, make sure we didn't see anything down over here that we didn't notice. Doesn't look like it. Looks like we're good. So I'm going to continue with our teardown by starting to take those off the heads, because that might allow me to get to those exhaust pipes easier. So the first thing we need is some Allens. Try to get these breathers out. Okay. This, you see that Allen right there? This is your breather. And yeah, I got a cigarette. I made a deal with God. I wouldn't smoke, I wouldn't take drugs and drink my whole life. I got one vice in cigarettes, so y'all have to deal with it. Let's tuck this up out of the way. And you have to take these breathers out to get to that bolt to pull this bottom. It doesn't hold the shafts in like on a twin cam or an Evo. And let's see here. I better get a tree. That's a long-winded bolt. There we go. Okay, so these just pull out. Got some nastiness. Oh, yeah. More metal shavings. And so these won't be worth using. These will have to be replaced. Set that on the rear side. So we got that out. That looks like, let's see what size those are. I believe they're 3/8. Nope, 7/16. Nope. Okay. Of course. Drop everything. I thought those were 7/16, but I am using 12 points, so we'll get 6 points out. I wouldn't have thought they'd put metrics up there, but who knows? They feel like 7/16. Must just been that 12 point, didn't want to lock on good. Now, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, Those look like they're a little bit deeper down. I better get a small extension. We'll break these loose and then I'll bring you around and show you where they're at. Looks like we got one in the middle as well, which is odd looking. It's like a standoff in there. Pull the extension back off. Looks like it's a half. Yep. The middle one on these is a half, by the way. We can go ahead and pull it now. I've got 4 corners loose. All this does is hold the rocker box down, so it's not super critical. Someone might have a torque sequence on it, but I doubt it. This is not something you would normally need a torque sequence on. It's just basically a spacer in between the head and the rocker box top. The throttle body's gonna be fun. I can see that already. I don't do a lot of these M8s. I try not to. They can be a pain in the ass. Only reason I do this one is because it's loaded with S&S parts. Everything from the block up is all S&S stuff. And I knew it wouldn't have all the original Harley Loctite and everything to screw me. And we'll give this just a little love tap. And it's loose. So we can work this out. Those valve springs come out past it, so you got to kind of go around it to get that out. And I'm pulling it out this side just so I don't have to bend that, bend this compression release over. So now we got the bottom spacer off. And we'll get around to pulling that spark plug in a minute, and I'll wait to do that. We'll probably just leave it in the head. I'll have to get all this intake and stuff out, but we can go ahead and get to the other side now and go ahead and pull it apart. And what that's allowing me to do is to get in here to these bolts on the exhaust, nuts on the exhaust, and pull those a little easier. And the front's going to be the same as the back, no different really. So what we are going to do is pull the rear bag back up here. And put these bolts in. So we know that come off the top end and the rear cylinder. I would go ahead and pull those lifters out, but right now with us working around it, I'm gonna leave them in there so nothing falls down in the block while we're working on it. So